What I have here is simulator and Xcode. Xcode is an application we use to build iOS applications, and the simulator runs just like a device, except it runs on the computer. I have set up a sample application here. You can see the API key and the server URL. That are the main configuration parameters. And I'm just going to go and build it. The application needs to be built only once. So when you're doing the development, you don't need to be rebuilding it all the time. Once it's built, all the changes are pushed from the server side. And here we can actually see the communication between the client and the server. And as I mentioned in the earlier part, the first thing that the client calls on the server is create user. And here we can see an encrypted create user call. And response is a JSON file, which is a configuration for the app. And the application itself is a native iOS application. So we have elements like a swiper. On this application, we have Facebook login integrated. It uses the native SDK. Or you can register into the application, and that's what we're going to do now. So we will create a new user. When we're in the simulator will also give some tips on optimizing our view. For example, here we have an email field that's not set to be right type. So let's go ahead and register here. Choose a password and press register. Let's add a photo. So obviously Appzio apps use different kind of native components like those for adding pictures, adding videos, recording sound, finding user location, and using notifications. We've also marked that you need to approve terms and conditions to continue. Let's continue, and it will direct us to create a new team. So we're just gonna creatively call it a demo team. And continue. Let's invite a colleague. Actually, I think it's we're sending invites. Then our team is created, and we take into the application's main menu. And here we see a request for permission. Obviously, we can trigger this request at any time. Here we do it once you enter the application. This application is about giving feedback inside the company, targeted mostly at bigger enterprises. Instead of putting users through filling long forms, the first thing that you see is an animated GIF. So we try to make it easier for people to send feedback, so you can get started with the ready defined GIF animation, or you can search for your own. Let's search for a tiger here, and it's going to pull the tiger from Giphy's vast GIF database. We'll choose this one. It shows our team member here. Simeon is already invited, and then we get to fill the form. So we can say excellent. Choose an overall rating, and these ratings then end up being part of the statistics and our own reports. So it's like a little messaging application. So you have your sent feedbacks here. Simeon will see it in his own feedback. He will first get an email invite, and once he registers, it's going to show up on his inbox here. We also have a reporting view. So because it's a new installation, there are no feedbacks, but here we show a little graph on the feedbacks that we've received. You can also ask for feedback. So you can request the feedback for yourself, or if you're a team leader, you can ask it for someone else. So fairly simple business application. The total time for development for this application is a little over 100 hours. So that gives you an idea on how fast it is to develop applications with Appzio. That's it for Gifit. Let's look at some other examples.